And welcome back to another episode of the Credit Authority. I'm so glad that you tuned in today. We always want to thank our sponsors. So before we get this segment started, thank you so much to Equity First. If you are experiencing credit and or financial challenges, whether it be for yourself or for your business, feel free to reach out to any one of their trained professionals. They are bilingual, nationwide, and waiting for your call. They can be reached at 631-714-4822. And I am so excited for today because we have my friend Kirk Gimenez with us today, and you have so much information. You are such an inspiration, an amazing entrepreneur, a philanthropist. So without further ado, I am going to hand it over to my friend Kirk Gimenez, and I would like to start this segment by having you tell everybody about your amazing career.
Will do. But first, a word from our sponsors. I like the fact Equity First is bilingual like me. There's a lot of us out there who are bilingual. So good job, Equity First. Way to go. That being said and done, two-time Emmy winner, like you said, former ESPN anchor and founder of Xizzle TV, former SNY anchor with the New York Mets for 8 years, and then transitioned out of sports into lifestyle and entertainment with the Scripps Corporation and the CW. And that's what led me to launching Xizzle TV, which is also bilingual. And our focus basically called Xizzle TV, the Netflix of marketing and branding for Latinos and BIPOC in English. So if it's a free app, you have Roku, Amazon Fire, Samsung, or LG, you can download Xizzle TV. Just look for it, do a search on your Roku, Amazon Fire, Samsung, or LG, Xizzle with an X, and then download that sucker for free. We have amazing content for the entire family, family-friendly, a positive platform for Latinos and minorities in English. I love telling Latino stories, minority stories, female stories. And I built that. I built it as a positive platform because I was tired of seeing the only black and brown faces on the news. The only time they put us on there is with a mugshot. But we have so much value. We're all doing so many amazing things. So I tell stories about, yes, black and brown brands, but I also tell stories like Disney. I work with Disney. There's a lot of Disney content, Universal Orlando content, Universal Studios, Grant Cardone content. If you've never been to a 10X and have never been to one of his opening speeches, we have an opening speech there as well that you could watch. I think I put like an 18-minute clip. Elena Cardone interviewed her. So if you want to learn about business, mindset, yes, fun, lifestyle, entertainment, but it's all about elevating people and helping people level up and not only have fun, but it's just a bunch of content, a lot of fun stuff that you could peruse and watch.
So let's take it back for a little bit. You know, you have this amazing journey working in the sports industry. You are anchoring, you're having your best life yet. What made you, first of all, get involved in that space? And then what was that initial pivot where you said to yourself, you know what, I think I've done as much as I can do in this space, and now I need to explore more?
It starts with, as any entrepreneur, it starts with knowing your value, knowing your worth, right? And then also your mission. My mission, I didn't realize that at first, but it started in 2003 when I was the first Latino to be hired to anchor in English in ESPN history. So I broke that barrier. I was a pioneer, TV pioneer of sorts. So I've been representing since then, and I've always been proudly Hispanic. And listen, 2003 was a different world than it is today. Marginalized, segregated, certainly. Black and brown people know. Women know. We've all lived it, right? And so I decided to really go in and finally be myself on camera for the first time with the realization that the last corporation I was with, they wanted me to train their entire corporation on how I produced their shows. That's when I started realizing what my value was. Well, okay, so the entire corporation needs my input, my style, my experience. You know what? Maybe I'm more valuable than I thought. Maybe I'm not just a talking head. So that's when I started realizing my value and then connected to my mission, which was always been to represent. And I was always frustrated where people would say, oh, why don't you go work in Spanish? I was like, no, I may be a straight up immigrant, but English is my first language, my main language.
Yeah.
And there's more of people like me nowadays than anyone else where, yes, we're Latinos. I call myself a 200%. I'm 100% American and 100% Latino. I was born in Venezuela, so I'm a 200%er because we don't have anything. So I'm a 200%er, and I wanted to make content for people like me that resonate with my messaging and my background in a multicultural background. So I celebrate anything that's multicultural. Doesn't matter if you're Latino, Italian, Irish, African, from anywhere in South America or the Caribbean or what your background is, right? Indian, Middle Eastern, Persian. Our American stories are more similar than you might think. Our immigrant stories are more similar than you might think. The vernacular is out there that they want to separate us, and that they want to make sure that we stay in our own lanes. But we're more alike than you think. The struggle has been the same. The shared experiences have been the same. The American story has been the same. I'm a kid from Barquisimeto, Venezuela. I never knew I would end up on Bristol, Connecticut at ESPN, breaking barriers. And, I was just a brown kid from Barquisimeto, which only Venezuelans know where that is because it's a really small town. But that's what it's about, right? And there's so many American stories like that. People from India, Middle East, Persia, South Africa, you name it, Europe, Italians. It's a purely American thing. And the more and more I talk to people around the country and around the world, because Xizzle TV is available obviously around the world on Roku, Amazon Fire, Samsung, LG. It's that wow, this is a truly unique American experience. They don't understand it. Like, why is America, why do they always focus on cultural and heritage and where you're from? I'm like, that's because we're an entire continent of people from everywhere around the world, and the one thing that unites us is being American. That's why I love that 200%er. It describes so many people, and I think it empowers people to realize, and for the first time, I wanted to be proud of being that 200%er. Let me create something that resonates and reflects that. So for the first time in my career, from ESPN on down to SNY, I'm finally comfortable really, truly being myself. If I want to be completely Spanglish, I can turn it on in a heartbeat, do a Spanglish episode, do a Spanish episode, do an English episode, do what I want. Why? Because I'm my own boss. I'm not listening to anyone in a corner office who doesn't know how to make television anymore. Listen, that business model is broken. The old way of doing TV is broken. So I kind of reinvented, this is what I'm told, reinvented marketing and branding in a streaming economy. And it takes someone who's been in that industry and really takes a step back and says, there's a better way of doing this. There's a smarter way of doing this. There's more value for the person for the market and the brand, for the marketing and the branding and the company that's out there looking for good marketing and branding than old school over the air airwaves and TV stations, right? They're in big time trouble. I think they're going like the way of the newspaper. Most newspapers died and are dead. Yeah. I think that's what's happening with TV, because talented people like me, I'm not the only one. I have so many colleagues who have seasoned pros who are so amazing, who have said adios, hasta la vista, sayonara, bon voyage, ciao, later, peace, and then they do their own things. Again, trying to show my multiculturalism there, but that's what it's about, and that's my passion. That's what drives me, and I realized that my mission was to not only. At first, I thought my mission was to tell our stories, right, and provide the platform. Then I realized as an entrepreneur that my mission grew, that there was a knowledge and wealth gap that is an immense one, not for just Black and brown, but for women, for any entrepreneur out there who's looking to level up, looking for financing, looking for capital. And so that became my mission to extend beyond that, but all with the mindset of helping others and helping others really level up their mindset, not only in their marketing, their branding, their stories, but also in their finances and their businesses. I became a certified minority business with the National Minority Supplier Development Council. If you're a minority business owner out there, get involved. 50-year nonprofit organization. not many people talk about it. I think we Black and brown people, when we find out about something like that, we tend to keep it a secret because it's my secret sauce. But I'm a disseminator of information. I want to say, hey, there's things out there that can help you level up, stop selling to just mom and pops. People always ask me, how do I level up my business? What do I do? Get involved with corporations like this, the nonprofits. They're going to connect you to corporate clients. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, this is how you knock on those executive corporate doors. There's procurement officers. The vernacular changes completely to, client vendor, to they want to partner up with you. They have hundreds of millions of dollars, huge corporations, the biggest of the bigs, from Disney on down, by law, legally. They have money earmarked to do business with people like you and me. So
I love it.
Why not take advantage of it?
I'm gonna pause you for 1 minute, just because I know we're gonna have to take a quick commercial break. But what I want to do next is talk about more of Xizzle TV.